So dear students, already you are very much familiar with the structure of heart. The heart is mesodermal in origin, which is conical in shape, and its size is about the clenched fist of a person. Both externally and internally, heart is divided into four chambers. Relatively smaller upper chambers are called atria, and the posterior chambers are called ventricles. And I have given you the information that the name atrium is the new name for auricle. Atrium means receiving hall or entrance hall, and ventricle means the little belly which is storing or which is receiving the blood from the auricles. So externally and internally, you have this. We discussed different parts of the heart, and next today we'll discuss its working. So under working of heart, we'll see the cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle refers to the cyclical changes that are occurring in the heart during pumping of blood. So what is the function of heart? Heart helps in pumping of blood. As you all know, heart is defined as a pulsating organ by pulsations or by rhythmic contractions and relaxations. Heart is pumping blood to all parts of the body. And the cyclical changes that are occurring in pumping of this blood to different parts of the body, we call this as cardiac cycle. So cardiac cycle is nothing but the events that occur from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of next heartbeat. Okay, the cardiac events that occur from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of next heartbeat constitute a cardiac cycle. And duration of this cardiac cycle is about 0.8 seconds. The different phases that are seen in cardiac cycle are atrial systole, ventricular systole, and joint diastole, or this is also called complete cardiac diastole. Okay, working of heart will study under the heading cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is nothing but the cardiac events that occur from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of the next heartbeat constitute a cardiac cycle. Duration of the cycle is 0.8 seconds. So the three different phases that comes under cardiac cycle are atrial systole, ventricular systole, joint diastole. So what are the meanings of this systole and diastole? Systole means contraction and diastole means relaxation. So both auricles and ventricles are undergoing contractions and relaxations. We name them as systole and diastole respectively. Before going to the functioning of the heart, let's see the electrical conducting system that is there in the heart. Already in the previous session, we discussed the nodal tissues present in the wall of heart. So there are two nodal tissues in the human heart. These two nodal tissues, along with their branches and different fibers formed by these nodal tissues, together constitute electrical conduction system. Means depolarization occurs. So that depolarization begins in the very first node, that is sinoatrial node. You know the position of this sinoatrial node. Sinoatrial node or SA node is located on the wall of the right atrium. What are these nodal tissues? Nodal tissues are the specified or modified cardiac muscle cells. The type of cardiac muscle cells present in the sinoatrial node are called cardiomyocytes. So sinoatrial node, which is present in the wall of the right atrium, acts as pacemaker that generates action potential during beginning of the heartbeat or beginning of the cardiac cycle. So remember, cardiac cycle begins by the activation or the action potential generated by the SA node. Next, AV node. Second node is the AV node present at the junction of auricles and the ventricles. So that's why this is called atrioventricular node. The AV node, which is present at the junction of auricles and ventricles, is further forming a special bundle of muscle fibers called bundle of His. This bundle of His again differentiating or branching into two bundle branches. They are right and left bundle branches on either side of the interventricular septum. I'll repeat again. There are two nodal tissues in the wall of heart. One is SA node or sinoatrial node located on the wall of the right ventricle. Atrioventricular node, which is located at the junction of auricles and ventricles. Sinoatrial node acts as pacemaker, which generates action potential for the beginning of the cardiac cycle or for the heartbeat. If this sinoatrial node does not function or it will pass for a few minutes, what will happen? The heartbeat will be stopped and that leads to death of the person. So sinoatrial node is very, very important in generating heartbeat or in causing heartbeat. Atrioventricular node is giving rise special bundle called bundle of His or His bundles, which again further divided into right and left bundle branches, which further extending into the muscular wall of the ventricles in the form of fibers called Purkinje fibers. So without this electric conducting system, there is no heartbeat or no cardiac cycle is same. So first we'll see how the cardiac cycle is taking place. Let's have an imaginary assumption that if all the four chambers are in relaxed state, just imagine that four chambers of the heart are in relaxed condition, means both auricles and ventricles are in relaxed. When all the chambers are in relaxed state, the pressure in the chambers will falls down. When pressure decreases, there is a chance of incoming or inflow of the blood from different arteries and veins into the auricles. So as the pressure is very low due to relaxation of all the four chambers, now the anterior two chambers, atria, are ready to receive blood from the vena cava on the right side and from the pulmonary veins on the left side. Okay, so as the auricles and ventricles are in relaxed state, the pressure in the four chambers is very, very low. So due to difference in the pressure gradient between the vena cava and the pulmonary veins and respective auricles and ventricles, there is a chance of receiving or inflow of blood from vena cava and pulmonary veins. So when the vena cava or pouring or when right auricle is receiving blood through the vena cava and left auricle is receiving oxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins, now the auricles will fill with the blood. When auricles fill with the blood, it begins with the first cardiac cycle, first stage of the cardiac cycle, that is atrial systole. Atrial systole is also called contraction of auricles or atria. The time period or the atrial systole lasts for about 0.1 seconds. As I told you, entire cardiac cycle occurs within 0.8 seconds, or the time period required for completion of one cardiac cycle is 0.8 seconds. These 0.8 seconds is differentiated at different stages of the cardiac cycle events. Atrial systole lasts for about 0.1 seconds. When both atria, that is right atrium and left atria, are filled with the blood, means right atrium is filled with the deoxygenated blood and it is receiving deoxygenated blood from the vena cava, and left atrium is receiving oxygenated blood from the pulmonary veins. the pressure in the auricles increases. So when both the auricles filled with the blood immediately, the switch will on the wall of the right atrium. What is that switch? Sinoatrial node. When both the auricles are filled with the blood, the sinoatrial node immediately it generates action potential that results in the depolarization of the walls of the auricles. As the depolarization is spread to all the walls of the right and left atria respectively, the pressure in the atria increases. So that results in contraction of the auricles. So contraction of auricles is referred as atrial systole, which lasts for about 0.1 seconds. So due to the pressure exerted in the atria or the blood pressure present in the atria, the AV valves are nothing but atrioventricular valves. Atrioventricular valves are two. Right side, there is tricuspid valve between right atrium and the right ventricle, and between left atrium and left ventricle, there is bicuspid valve or mitral valve. When pressure increases in the left and right atria, the atria undergoes contraction. Due to contraction of the auricles, the AV valves, that is tricuspid and bicuspid valves, are opened. So when tricuspid and bicuspid valves open, the blood from right and left atria will move into the right and left ventricles respectively. So why the blood is moving from the atria into the ventricles? Because ventricles are in relaxed state. Okay, already before filling up the blood by the auricles, all the four chambers were in relaxed state. Means now the ventricles are in relaxed state. Only auricles are filled with the blood. Hence, pressure is increasing in the auricles, but ventricles are in relaxed state with low pressure. Again, here the pressure difference or pressure gradient is seen between auricles and the ventricles. That is the reason why blood flows from auricles into the ventricles. So from the region of higher pressure to the lower pressure, blood is flowing from auricles to the ventricles by the opening of atrioventricular valves or tricuspid and bicuspid valves. So this, in simple, the contraction of auricles is called atrial systole. So how much blood is moved from auricles to the ventricles? The atrial systole accounts for 30% of the filling of the ventricles. Then only 30% of blood is present in the ventricle? No, already the ventricles have been filled with the 70% of blood when they are in relaxed state. Mean when both auricles and ventricles are relaxed due to low pressure, blood flows from the aortic arches or blood vessels into the auricles, and from there the blood enters into the ventricles. Means already ventricles are having 70% of the blood. Now due to atrial systole, 30% of blood is flowing into each ventricle. This contraction of ventricles is called atrial systole. The second stage of cardiac cycle is ventricular systole. What is ventricular systole? In simple, it is nothing but contraction of ventricles. When left ventricle is receiving oxygenated blood from the left atrium and right ventricle is receiving blood from right atrium, now the two ventricles are filled with the blood. First, I will explain on the left side of the heart because to simplify this event, please concentrate on left side of the heart because the same events occur on the right side also. So if you observe what are the changes that are occurring on the left side, the same happens in the right side. Okay, let's see. The auricle, the left auricle, when it is undergoing contraction, the oxygenated blood from atrium, left atrium is received by the left ventricle by the opening of, what is this valve? Bicuspid or mitral valve. Simultaneously, when this bicuspid or mitral valve is opening, there is another valve at the opening of the systemic aorta. Okay, you observe here the systemic aorta is having a valve called aortic valve or semilunar valve. When this mitral valve gets open, semilunar valve is always it is kept closed, because before the blood flows from auricle into the ventricular pressure is very less as it was in relaxed state. Pressure in the aortic arch or systemic aorta is more when compared to the ventricle. So there is a chance of backward flow of blood from aortic arch into the ventricle. That's why the systemic valve gets kept closed once the bicuspid or mitral valve is opened. Now the blood flows into the ventricle. Slowly, due to filling up of the blood in the left ventricle, pressure starts increasing. Okay, so slowly the pressure starts increasing from 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and so on. When the pressure in the left ventricle reaches 120 millimeters of mercury, now the action potential, which is already generated by the sinoatrial node, is received by the atrioventricular node present at the junction of auricles and ventricles. That action potential is sent to the bundle of His, and through the bundle of His to the left and right branches, and through the left and right branches, the action potential is passing to the Purkinje fibers. So when Purkinje fibers are receiving the action potential, immediately they activate the muscles of the ventricular wall to undergo contraction. So there are two reasons for contraction of the ventricles. One is pressure in the ventricle is gradually increasing due to filling up of the blood. And second thing, action potential is transferred to the muscular wall of the ventricles through the Purkinje fibers, which activates or which causes depolarization of the muscular wall, and the muscles undergo contraction. So when the contraction is occurring due to pressure exerted by the ventricles, as now the ventricles are undergoing contraction, which start pushing blood to the forward. Means to where ventricles have to send the blood. When the pressure in the ventricle increases, immediately the AV valve, that is bicuspid valve, gets closed, because due to high pressure, already auricles are in relaxed state. When they send blood into the ventricle, auricles become relaxed when ventricles are undergoing contraction. These two processes occur simultaneously. Means ventricular contraction simultaneously result in atrial relaxation. When atria are relaxing, the pressure also decreases. So due to again difference in the pressure gradient, when pressure in the ventricle increases, there is a chance of backward flow of blood from ventricle to the auricle during ventricular systole. That's why the mitral valve or bicuspid valve gets closed. Okay, so when mitral valve gets closed, the semilunar valve of the systemic arch gets open, and the blood is sent into the aortic arch. The same thing happens on the right side. When both the ventricles are filled with the blood, okay, when both the ventricles are filled with the blood, pressure increases in the ventricles. Due to the increased pressure, the ventricles undergo contraction, and finally blood from the ventricles will move into the aortic arches due to the closure of AV valves, that is tricuspid and bicuspid valves are closed during ventricular systole. So when tricuspid and bicuspid valves gets closed, that results in first heart sound, production of the first heart sound called lub. So this is the electric conducting system present in the wall of ventricles through Purkinje fibers The action potential is sent to the muscular wall of ventricles where they undergo contraction. So ventricular contraction results in simultaneous relaxation of the atria and closure of the AV valves. So AV valves are nothing but tricuspid and bicuspid valves are closed during ventricular systole. So due to the closure of tricuspid and bicuspid valves, the first heart sound is produced, that is called lub. So I told you 3 stages are there in cardiac cycle. First stage is atrial systole. No valves are producing any sound. Second stage is ventricular systole. So during second stage, the tricuspid and bicuspid valves get closed and produce first heart sound. Remember this, during second stage of the cardiac cycle, first heart sound is produced, that is called lung. Now let's move on to the next slide. And this ventricular systole lasts for about 0.3 seconds. Out of 0.8 seconds, 0.4 seconds have been completed. Means atrial systole lasts for about 0.1 seconds and ventricular systole lasts for about 0.3 seconds. Next stage of cardiac cycle is joint diastole. It is nothing but complete cardiac diastole, which is the longest period when compared to atrial systole and ventricular systole. The joint diastole lasts for about 0.4 seconds. So now you can see in this image, as the blood from the two ventricles will flow, or when it is pushed into the aortic arches, means the left ventricle is sending or pumping blood to the systemic aorta and right ventricle is pumping blood to the pulmonary aorta. When both the aortas are receiving blood from the two ventricles, now ventricles undergo relaxation. In the second stage, during ventricular systole, when auricles are pumping blood into the ventricles, after pumping of blood from auricles into the ventricle, auricles are in relaxed state. Means now auricles already in relaxed stage. After ventricular systole, when ventricles are pumping blood into the aortic arches, now ventricles are in relaxed state. Means now all the 4 chambers are in relaxed stage, and that is called joint diastole. Now tell me students, what would be the pressure difference between aortic arches and the ventricles? Yes, very good. In the aortic arches, the blood pressure is more when compared to the ventricles. So due to the pressure gradient, again there is a chance of backward flow of blood from aortic arches back into the ventricle. To prevent that, the semilunar valves, that is pulmonary valve and aortic valve of systemic arch, gets closed. So due to closure of these semilunar valves, the second heart sound is produced, and that is called duck. When ventricles and auricles relax, the ventricle's pressure decreases. As the ventricle pressure falls down, it results in closure of the semilunar valves of systemic aorta and pulmonary aortas to prevent backward flow of blood from aortic arches into the ventricle, and the closure of semilunar valves produce second heart sound, that is called duck. Remember children, during second stage of cardiac cycle, that is during ventricular systole, first heart sound is produced called lub. And during third stage of cardiac cycle, second heart sound is produced, and that is called duck. So now all the 4 chambers are in relaxed stage. Next, soon another cardiac cycle will set in. So let's have a look over the summary of the cardiac cycle, how it happens. The cardiac circulatory system works to transport oxygen and nutrients to cells in your body. An electrical impulse stimulates the contraction of the atria, which results in the opening of atrioventricular valves. Blood flows from the atria into the ventricles through the AV valves. When the ventricles will fill, the AV valves close. Upon contraction of the ventricles, the semilunar valves open and blood flows from the ventricles through the valves and out of the heart. After the two chambers empty, the semilunar valves are closed. So the two phases are systole and diastole. Ventricular contraction Diastole is longer and takes up 2/3 of the cardiac cycle. Systole is shorter and takes up the other third. During systole, the ventricles contract and pump blood out of the heart into vascular system. This way begins with a closure of AV valves and ends with a closure of the semilunar valves. During diastole, the ventricles relax and fill with blood which flows from the atria. Diastole starts with the closure of the semilunar valves and ends with the closure of the AV valves. Electrical impulses keep the heart pumping to a regular rhythm. The rate of contractions in a healthy heart is about 70 to 72 beats per minute when the body is at rest. During physical activity, heartbeat will be 100 to 120 times. Okay, students, just now we have seen how the cardiac cycle is taking place. Now let's see what happens after cardiac cycle. So cardiac cycle results in cardiac output. So what is cardiac output? It is nothing but stroke volume into number of beats per minute. Cardiac output can be calculated with the formula stroke volume into number of beats per minute. Just now I told you, in a healthy person or when body is at rest, our heart beats on an average 70 to 72 times per minute. So what is stroke volume? During cardiac cycle, I told you 30% of auricular contraction results in filling of the ventricles. Already ventricles filled with the 70% of blood, but during each contraction and relaxation, means during each heartbeat, ventricles are pumping 70 ml. Each ventricle pumps 70 ml during cardiac cycle. So stroke volume is the volume of blood that is pumped out by each ventricle for each beat. So what is the volume of blood that is pumped out by each ventricle for each beat? It is nothing but 70 ml. So cardiac output is equal to number of beats into the volume of blood that is pumped out from each ventricle by each beat. So 70 ml is the volume of blood, that is nothing but stroke volume. Stroke volume is 70 ml and number of beats per minute on an average in a healthy person is 72. So total in 1 minute after completion of 72 beats, the amount of blood that is pumped out of the heart from each ventricle is 5040 milliliters, or approximately it is 5 liters of blood. So cardiac output can be defined as the volume of blood pumped out of the heart from each ventricle per minute is termed cardiac output. So per minute the cardiac output is 5 liters. Then who discovered this cardiac output? In the year 1628, William Harvey proved the existence of the blood circulation by calculating the cardiac output in a half an hour period. So cardiac output is nothing but stroke volume into number of beats per minute. It is the volume of blood pumped out of the heart from each ventricle per minute is termed cardiac output.